Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we are going to look at a Toyota Corolla. This is one of the few mods I've seen that actually fully supports the new vehicle selector. If you've ever used the experimental version of BeamNG.drive and accidentally hit spacebar, you probably know what I'm talking about. If not, well, this is the new vehicle selector. And instead of going through a list of cars, you can do something like this. You can go to brand, say I want to see just the Toyotas, and then boom, right there, nice and easy, you can see Toyota Corolla Sprinter. It makes it real easy to find it. No going through like a list of cars. You just say, there it is, boom, click it, fast and easy. Then you could choose what configuration you want. We're going to use the stock manual. And one of the nice bonuses that you only get when you use this configuration menu is you get to choose a factory color, which is like the colors this car came in real life, without having to try to duplicate it. Like the author already said, this is pretty much it, spot on for the color it came in real life. So it's just convenient to be able to do that. So we're going to use a red one and with the stock manual configuration. So when you hear that name, this is probably not exactly the first car that comes to mind. You probably either think of the economy car you see all over the place, or maybe even the iconic drift car. You don't usually think of the Toyota Corolla like this one. This is a 1960s Corolla, and if you want to be precise about things, it's a 1969 Toyota Corolla Sprinter. And now, it does have a fully done-up J-beam structure, but one thing to keep in mind is this is a 50-year-old car that was relatively lightweight. That means it is a bit more fragile than most of the cars you normally see in BeamNG.drive. So for example, if we did 2 crashes at the same speed, you should see that this car gets more beat up than a normal car. It's just the way things are. There's improvements to car design. So we do that right there. And you can see there's a little bit of roof damage on this thing. The roof is misshapen and the hood is all bashed in. A little bit of the suspension going crazy, but that's more of a glitch than actual realism. So we're going to do the exact same thing, but instead of using a car from the 60s, we'll use a more recent car. Like, well, we can't use the truck because, well, truck versus car, that's not a fair fight. We'll use the Grand Marshal because that should be a good car for comparison. So if we do the same crash with a Grand Marshal, you'll see it should hold up without having any kind of roofline damage. So right there you see, on this car, all the damage was just absorbed more in the front area, and there's not even any damage to the door. And it's about the same speed. And you see this one, it gets quite a bit more damage, but not significantly so. To me, it feels like it's pretty much the right amount of damage for the kind of car it is. I just wanted to point that out. So it does get damaged easier, and one good thing or bad thing is that it's harder to get it up to speeds where you get it really damaged because it's realistic in terms of its power. You see, it takes a long time to get up to the 60 miles per hour, but you can get it up to highway speeds. It's just a very slow process because cars in the 60s weren't that fast. There is a slightly faster version of the car, but it's not significantly faster. It's just like 15% faster or so. And you can see again, a 70 mile per hour crash, it really ruins the roof line right there. You can see significant roof line damage. And again, doing the same thing with a more recent car, it might get some door damage, maybe a little bit of roof damage, but it won't be that significant. So I believe we were almost at 70 miles per hour. I wasn't paying that close of attention to the speedometer. So we'll do this hit at about 70 miles per hour in this car. And you'll see just the difference. I like the amount of difference. So that was about 70 miles per hour. And you see, again, this one might have a tiny bit of door damage or roof damage. It's hard to tell, but not nearly as much as this one. So I really like the amount of damage the car gets, is all I'm saying by that. It gets damaged more, but in the correct feeling amount. Let's do some jumps with it. Maybe we'll pull out the faster version in a bit, but for now we gotta fly. Whoop, upside down. There's a good look at the underbody, you see. Very basic. It has looks like it has like leaf spring suspension set up actually, which in the back, which I think is right. I should look that up real quick. So I did a quick Google search, and that appears to be correct. It should have leaf springs on the back, and in the front, it should have a McPherson strut set up, which it looks like it does. So I have no complaints there. Let's go ahead and reset this thing. Since it didn't fare very well with the big jump, we'll try toning it down and go to the medium jump instead. See if it does a little bit better there. Try to line it up as straight as we can. That looks pretty good. Well, it's a little crooked. No problem. Whoa. It really does bounce though. That thing has a stiff suspension. You saw it hit that thing and then it bounced. Oh, one thing I didn't think about. It does have an interior. Duh. It's kind of all black though, so it's kind of hard to see it. Yeah, it doesn't have functional gauges as far as I know. But the steering wheel does turn. I think the pedals move. It's really hard to tell because it's so dark. We could try removing the doors, see if it makes it any brighter in here. Get out of here, doors. Nobody loves you. Is it a little bit better now? Yeah, not really. It's hard to see it, but there is an interior. It's all black pretty much though. So, yeah, there's the interior. And the lights and stuff, all those seem to function. Without, like, the doors and stuff, they'll still function probably. So we could go ahead and, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Turn on the headlights. You see the headlights work. High beams work. I think they're brighter. I mean, they changed the stages, so I'm pretty sure they're brighter. I never did a comparison. I just made sure they worked. And the blinkers and stuff, they work. They even have the front blinkers working. I didn't notice that until right now. The right one is the only one that's going to work because the left one's broken because I crashed into things. But they both work. You got them in the front and back. Brake lights work. All the lights, you know, all those little details and stuff, they all seem good. Even got the reverse lights. You know, all those seem to work out nicely. You know what I just thought about? After looking at all those little details, BeamNG.drive does not have a horn button, does it? Or maybe it's just something I never thought of, but I don't think there is one. Just something I thought of. Anyway, since we did such a close look at the interior, or as close as we could with it being all black, might as well take a little bit closer look at the exterior as well. You see it has a few badges on the back. It says Sprinter and Toyota on the back. There's no Corolla badging on the back, which is kind of interesting. It just has a Sprinter and that old style Toyota badge. It also has a Sprinter badge in the corner right here. It's real small and hard to see, so let me try to get a little bit closer to it without going too close. There you can see pretty clearly it says Sprinter. And then the only Corolla badge is right here. Right there on the front fender. Then you also have a badge in the front, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. Feel free to inform me what that is, because I don't know what it is. It's a little too low res for me to actually see exactly what it is. It feels like. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's there. And then there's the grill, which, I don't know, that grill looks like it has like a good amount of depth to it. Like it actually looks like a fancy looking grill right there. And again, you got the headlights and all that. So that's just like a quick close look at the exterior, I guess. We got look at those little louvers right there. Those are nice. Where's the gas cap? It doesn't have a gas cap. Oh no, how you gonna put gas in it? It really doesn't have a gas cap? I didn't think about that until right now. I mean, the thing is, some old cars put gas caps in crazy spots, so I don't know. But I don't see a gas cap. Alright, I gotta look that up real quick. Where is the gas cap on one of these? So I found one that was not the sedan, but it has a picture of the gas cap kind of being right behind these louvers. I don't see it there. It has no gas cap. Oh no! You have one tank of fuel and one tank of fuel only. Don't worry. With a 1.1 liter engine and being relatively lightweight, even with 1960s technology, it's probably pretty gas efficient. It's also missing a mirror, which I'm assuming is because it's based off of the, well, I'm guessing it's because of this, is because it was based off of the J-beam structure for the Bishu Corvette, which is also missing its right mirror. Just kind of funny. Like the whole car is flawless and spotless, but it's missing its right mirror. Look at the mirror from the inside. See, there's that mirror, and we don't got a mirror over there. Whoa! We should do a test on... Oh, look at the damage to the roof. But we should do a test on the suspension stuff since we're here and see what that does. So this is the more extreme one. I probably shouldn't have done it through the more extreme one. Oh, yeah. I think I remember reading that the suspension was kind of messed up by a mistake. I think it is supposed to be a little less stiff. So I can go over this no problem, though, so that's not that bad. I mean, it's not like every car can go over the harder part. Only some cars can do that. Let's go ahead and get the faster version out. The slightly faster version. It's not that much faster. It's just a little bit faster. The sport manual, put it in, let's get the green on it. See, I like being able to choose the colors that the car really came in. It's fun to do that. So like I said, it's maybe like 15% faster. Not significantly faster, but fast enough where you could feel it. Because the car itself is so slow right off the start. Just barely clipped the rear end right there. I never drive through here, so I figure we'll drive through here once. Oh, what? What? Did I really? Oh, that's a block right there. I could barely see that. It's too dark. Where are my headlights when I need them? Gotta turn these things on. I don't think it'll help much, honestly. I don't know. That thing really blends in well. That's a shame. I was doing so good, going right through it, not hitting anything. And my car just went boom. I thought I hit something invisible for a second because it didn't look like there was anything I hit. Apparently, though, we just clipped that. We could try doing a couple laps of that track, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't see it happening. We'll try it, though. Hey, they went a hubcap. These hubcaps are pretty strong. I don't know why they're so strong, but it seems like you need a lot of force to remove a hubcap. Alright, we'll get a fresh car here because this one's all damaged up. You can see it does a good job of getting damaged, though. Yeah, like I said, it's more fragile, but not to an extreme extent. I really like the amount of damage it gets. And the damage itself seems to look good most of the time, so... You know, it seems like a nice mod. It seems like a good car. And it's 100% cooler than a normal Corolla you normally see. I mean, it's just... Look at it. It looks cool. It just looks... It looks like a classic car, where the other Corollas look like something's just... It's a car. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. We get a good crash out of it. Is that my wheel? That is my wheel, isn't it? Which wheel is it? Is my front? Yep, there's my front. He's coming back, though. See, it might look a little bit worse on the rear end collisions. I don't know. Like, ever so slightly, but it doesn't really look like bad. It's just you see a little bit of jaggedness. It's just a tiny, tiny bit. And right now I'm turning left, but we're kind of driving straight and cockeyed. That's funny. Like, if I let go of going left, this is what happens. These tires are really thin. I think I've seen bicycles with thicker tires. But, looking at the picture I had for the gas cap a while ago, it looks about like the right size. They had tiny tires in the 60s, didn't they? I mean, as long as it still drives, I'll still crash it into things. Even if it's inconvenient to drive. Very inconvenient. Because, okay, we can't drive it no more. It's busted. New car. So we're not going to try that track again because, well, you saw how well that worked. We could try doing some crushing and stuff to it, though. Go ahead and bring it to a nice big open area, and then we could add a crusher and crush it. Alright, here it looks pretty good. Then we'll do a couple more normal crashes as well, because I feel like I haven't done enough of those yet with this car. Maybe we could rear end it, actually. You know, that's what we could do. We could hit it with a truck and rear end it. So you're driving along in your beloved Toyota Corolla from the 1960s, passed down from your grandfather. Stop at the stoplight, and then some idiot in his truck just comes out, I got a truck! And he rams you in the back. Sad times. Just see, 8 times slow-mo. And then your precious Toyota Corolla was ruined. Oh hey! I forgot I had a Grand Marshal stuck over there. I'm all changing vehicles. I'm like, where am I? Oh yeah, there's a Grand Marshal over there. See on the rear end though? That looks nice and stuff. Lights actually break where they don't function anymore. I never pay attention to that. I think some cars don't do that properly. This one, yep, the lights are broken now. They don't function. Seems to be fully drivable still. So let's say, okay, your car is on a... You're like, my car can still drive. I gotta take it to the repair shop. And then another idiot with a truck comes by. I got a truck. Same deal. Let's go ahead and try that again just to see how much damage you can really get to the rear end. In fact, let's use the drag truck so we can put something like an 80 mile per hour collision or so, nice and easy. At least 80. Might be more. Might be like 100. So, right there. You can see the difference in strength, right? Well, it was already damaged, to be fair. But you saw the way the truck it was just coming up onto that thing. Let's move the truck out the way and you can see that is damaged. Looks relatively well. Again, a little bit of, well, quite a bit of spikiness on the rear end, but the roof and the front and all that seems to hold up really well. The back end, a little weird every now and then, but for the most part, nothing bad. It's like one of those things where it's a little glitchiness, which every car seems to have. Even stock cars do that, so it's not like, you know, there's really much to say about that. I've never seen something that's basically a perfect car, it seems like. Like, if you do extreme enough of things, you'll get glitchiness. Like a 100-mile-per-hour crash, that's pretty extreme. I wasn't expecting the truck to go rolling over there. I wanted to do a kind of collision between the two so you could see just the difference in damage that they receive. So I thought that was really interesting on the other one where it was already damaged though. So there we go, like that. And okay, we flipped upside down a little bit, but that doesn't change anything really. So you see the truck though, it has a little bit of damage. The Corolla on the other hand is just totaled. Well, it's a classic car, so it's one of those cars where people might be willing to put the money in to fix it. I don't know how classic it is the question. That's basically find another Corolla where everything but the front from here on is everything. Yeah, you basically need one that has the front maybe damaged, and then you just chop off this half and replace it, right? So it does seem like it is more fragile, like quite a bit when you really do a crash like that, which again is realistic. Alright, now let's go ahead and crush it like I said I was gonna do. You know, I got distracted on my way to crushing. We could also use the rollers on it, because we have the rollers, so why not use them? Put a large crusher right here. Bring in the Corolla. I'm so sorry, Corolla. We're gonna hurt ya. I always want to say, for some reason, I always want to say Corolla Sprinter or Corolla Sprinter. I always want to say it one of those ways. I never want to say it the right way for some reason. Like, in my mind, I always just say it the wrong way. I'm so sorry. This is gonna make me cry because it's a nice looking car to me. Alright, there it is. It's wrecked up. Let's go ahead and reset it, and we can stretch it up. Stretching cars is always just the most chaotic thing you can do. No car looks good under these circumstances. Well, actually, it looked okay because it pulled itself away from the wall before things got too terrible. It got lucky, really. You could try doing that again. Make it a little less lucky. It looks funny. Let's go ahead and reset it. Oops, I reset the wrong thing. Reset it. And crush it one more time. So I think the reason that one was kind of not stretched out is because I crushed at an angle. This one we're crushing it straight on. There we are. So we can go ahead and reset it. Right there. It does just spawn upwards a bit, doesn't it? We can fix that though. Spawn here. Okay, that's a little too far back. Right in the middle then. It's a tiny car, that's the problem. Right there is probably the best we're gonna get. Oh, maybe a little bit more up. It's just tweak it until it's... See, that's too much now. Huh. I think it's just kind of too small. There we go, there's a good one. Stretch time. Stretch it! There we go. Oh, yep. Yep, nothing looks good when you stretch it right. Everything just looks like a glitchy mess. I mean, it's just fun to do that. It makes a terrible mess, but it's fun to do. So now we can go ahead and get it through the rollers. I don't know what'll happen when I spawn these. They might just crush the car and I'm gonna have to move them, but... And a large roller. Alright, where's the car? It's hard to tell what's what. This is the car, I think. Put the car behind it. Go and respawn it so it's on a nice flat surface. Let's go ahead and put this thing up to maybe speed 4-ish, I think. 4 should be enough to get the car through while still being able to see what happens. We can even do a little bit of slow-mo on it. Is it gonna get through? Yeah, it's gonna get through. Guess we didn't really need slow-mo, but right there we go. That looks crushed. Crushed exactly how you would want it to. I don't see anything to really complain about there. It looks like a crushed car. Can we go through again? I mean, we still have a fully drivable car, it feels like, so yeah, we can. Didn't change much though, did it? It looks about the same. So there we go, now we rolled the car. It actually looks kind of cool like that. It looks like a totally different car. Like, without the roof line and stuff, it just doesn't look like the same car. It's hard to imagine it being, like, the kind of car it used to be. It looks like I don't know, it just looks so different. Alright, let's do one more thing here, and then we're going to head to a different map, I think. I want to go ahead and get the suspension and just do some stupid stuff with it. Like, let's say we had, what if we had no shocks? Oh no, we need shocks. Wait, why does it have no leaf springs even? It's supposed to have the springs but no shocks. There we go. Now let's bounce. Literally, let's bounce. Oh, that works great. It's about what I thought would happen. You can see this suspension's really stiff. Because it's bouncing so hard because of the stiffness of it. At least I think that's because it's stiff. I don't know. I mean, the fact that it has no shocks obviously is the real cause, but it's funny. It's always funny when you do that. Like, there's a reason shocks are in cars. I don't care. I'm going to remove the shocks anyways. Now let's go do a suspension test. I can leave that menu there. It's not in the way, really. I was going to close it out, but there's no need. It did pretty good for a car without shocks until it kind of went to the wrong side of things and got through the hard part, and everything went bad at that point, basically. Let's go ahead and get the normal car back up. I thought this menu would close the other one. Guess not. And I just want to do one last crash. Let's get rid of that parts config so we can actually see the crash. I just want to do one more crash and then I'll be happy. Because I like this car. Just crashing it around and stuff. It's fun. So we'll just go into those trees over there and that'll be good for it. Then we'll head on to a new map. Right there, I see that tree. I'm going to fly at it, hopefully. Fly at it, fly at it, fly! That's not gonna fly enough, he's too slow. Well, it was close. It'll be the last crash though, that's why I said, wait, is it gonna hit the tree? Come on, hit the tree. Not quite. Got nice damage on it though. We should have came from the other direction, that's the thing. Should have came from this orientation at that tree. Oh well. Let's go ahead and head to another map. I think the map we'll probably head to will just be something nice and simple, like Leap of Death. And we'll throw it off a Leap of Death. Okay, let's see. We'll use the normal menu, see if I can find it in the normal menu. There it is. Wasn't that bad using the normal menu. And this way we could get a color that I want. Well, I could have used either one to get a color I wanted, but I want to choose it on my own. It's gonna get blue. It's actually a nice blue. So every now and then I get a good color. This is one of those times. Let's start off by doing something that's not the ramp. Because it seems like I always do the ramp. So more fun to do not the ramp. Some slow-mo going. Not yet, not yet, now yet, no, yep, not yet. No, yep, that's good. Look at the engine. You see the engine's just like falling out. Shape of the car is still there. It's just flat on one side. This side looks not that bad. The other side looks ruined. Speed it up just a bit and slow it down. I think 8 times speed usually works good. And there goes the roof. Now it's a flat car. And there goes all my tires. My exhaust fell off, it looks like. And that's still on. Now it doesn't look like a car that it used to be anymore. So I'll just let it fall at full speed. Doesn't look like it's going to try to become a ball. Looks like it's going to mostly stay a flat thing. Yep. And we'll do one with the ramp. And then maybe we'll head over to Brutal Slope and do a couple of crashes there. And that'll be the end of this video. Takes a while to fall when you don't go over the ramp, I realize though. I mean, this has been a long one. I'm gonna let it go all the way though. It's so funny how you see the engine. It looks like somebody just tied it to the car with rope because it's so beat up. Like whatever holds the engine in place normally is just stretched out to just such ridiculous amounts. Okay. It doesn't go that far actually when you hit the ramp because it's so slow. It is a slow car. If you wanted to though, you could probably pretty easily just increase all the power and stuff. The problem's gonna be those bicycle tires don't have much traction. They have very minimal amounts of traction. I like the way the hood kind of opened up as it crashed. That was cool. And look, there's the engine. Just doesn't even know what it's doing anymore. It's just like, I'm here now. Back end still has the shape of the body. Still has a little bit of the shape of the body. Not anymore now. It no longer looks like the car it used to be. Alright, that thing is ruined, so let's go ahead and head to the other map I said I would do, which is Brutal Slope, and then we'll be done. Alright, we can go ahead and grab the car. We'll use this menu this time because it really doesn't matter. But we could get a stock color, which is always kind of cool, so we'll get the Sport Manual, and we'll put it at the plain white, which is actually kind of a beigeish, more, not than, like, it's more beigeish to me than a white. Or even grayish, I don't know. Not exactly white though. Kind of whitish. So go ahead and get it to about right here. One thing I didn't mention, there are other versions of the car real quick that are like just the body. Like you could go, I want just this part. See, that's a white car because it doesn't have a color. Or you could be like, I want literally nothing. Which I think, yeah, if you hit the accelerator in that mode, for some reason the game freezes up. Which is kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and spawn it again the other way because I get that color. I want that color. There we are. And let's go down this thing. Hopefully the bicycle tires will be okay. Going at high speeds. I'm really scared about the that. Alright. Oh goodness, this thing is not stable at high speeds. Turns out cars from the 60s are not made to go 140 miles per hour at least. I gotta do a test. Is it better just to say clutch in versus accelerating? Because I know, I don't know exactly how the transmission works out when you're topping it out in BeamNG.drive. I don't know if it's worth it to just keep accelerating, if you better just clutch it in and let it roll. That looks exactly the same as when we put it through the roller. Funny is that. Two things are flying off. What are those, my hubcaps? Looks like my hubcaps. I guess the other two flew off already? I don't know. I only saw two of them. Doesn't quite look like the car I thought it was anymore. It looks totally different though. That one's a little bit more squared off than the roller, I think. Like the roller has some edges to it. That one was just flat. Alright, nice and careful. Good. It seems like it's really just risky at that first part. Like from 0 to 80, that's scary. Then after you get to 150, you're alright. Here is the last crash. Whoa, 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 hold on. Okay, that'll be the last crash sideways then. Still at a good speed, so I don't care. It's gonna obliterate the car anyways, because this car's fragile. It is not made for this kind of speed. I never actually hit the cube on the corner like that. That's a rarity. That's actually really good. Because usually it's too hard to do that. This time I just coincidentally did that. And got a nice shape going right there. So that'll be the end for the Corolla Sprinter from the 1960s. So until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.